This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
This is Comics Illustrator Ron Friends, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
All right, Friday night. All my kids are here. Even Uncle Charlie. All right, let's get ready to go back to the future, to go boldly go where no podcaster has gone before. Capes and Lunatics. Lilith. 141 starts right now. Welcome back to the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. As I said, got a full house. Let's go down. Starting. Hey, look who's here, Mr. Ohio.
Yes.
Captain Ohio. That would be Tyler. And,
what's up, everybody?
And the mad professor from New Jersey. Mad is insane.
The professor Esther.
And all the beards and the hairs on the bottom. And the Queen of Florida herself.
Hey, y'all. It's Wolf Hellfire.
Riding those gators into battle. With a sword in one hand and a drink in the other. All right, so okay, I'm pretty sure you didn't watch it, Charlie, but Lilith, Tyler didn't watch this week's episode of Arrow, which was the backdoor pilot of Green Arrow and the Canaries.
I did, and
I did too.
My first thought was, okay, one, how are they going to stretch this out as a series? 2, it wants to be Birds of Prey, but it's not. 3, I feel like they've exhausted the Green Arrow character, even though it's now Mia. But then I thought, it's kind of weird because I guess, like I was talking with you, Phil, like Spectre Oliver threw Dinah into the future.
Yeah, I mean, she basically says she wakes up in the future the day after Oliver's funeral, which we're going to see this coming Tuesday. And then, so, the Spectre wiped her, nobody on Earth knows who I am. Well, I wonder who did that.
I did like at first, like how everybody was kind of like a reboot. So it wasn't the same style of the characters we saw before. But then with their handy dandy memory Martian finger prick thing, like Mia gets all her memories back. And then at the end, spoilers, JJ gets his back. And I kind of like the idea of JJ being good and having that inverse of the female being the hero and like the boyfriend man being kind of in the dark at the moment, And then they kind of screwed that up. And then I thought they kind of rushed that and should have just let JJ be good for a while. And I said to Phil, I was like, who's the villain going to be? My guess was Lady Shiva.
Yeah, they said she. So
because they said she, and I'm like, well, I mean, I don't want it to be a retread of like Nyssa or Talia or something, because then we're really not doing anything more than just retreading Arrow. And she was the first one I thought of that's new.
Unless it's not so Baby Sarah anymore.
Right, and that was something I said. It's
like, sister.
Okay, all the kids
JJ's
are here,
sister.
But the adult version of Baby Sarah.
Yeah.
And that could be later down in the series, but it was okay. I'm not, like I've said before, it's the one property DC show that I'm not. I'll watch the official pilot, but I'm not really invested in it. It has nothing to do with female superheroes. Please don't even start that. I just feel like those characters have been used for so long that there's nothing new coming to it.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like they want to have their cake and eat it too, because it's set in 2040, but they have present day Dinah and Laurel there.
Right. I mean, they mentioned Helena, but then we didn't even get an old Helena. She wasn't even in the episode.
I know, we get the Bertinellis. I was like, no, Helena?
Yeah, we do get the aunt. Did anybody recognize the aunt? Lilith, did you recognize the old aunt?
No, who was it?
The sheriff from Smallville. Sheriff
Although
Adams.
Sheriff Jody, she's had some work done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no offense. That's okay.
But yeah, I was like, okay. But I also feel bad because this is an episode of the final season. And I guess, Stephen Amell didn't want to do 10 episodes for the final season of Arrow. So to me, it kind of feels like a filler we already have a short season of a show we've invested 8 years of our life into.
I mean, they kind of do backdoor pilots because remember in season 2 we got an Arrow episode with Barry Allen right before he gets his powers.
But I mean,
that wasn't really a backdoor pilot. That was getting greenlit whether he showed up as Arrow or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, how many supernatural backdoor pilots did we get? 2, and they both
4. No, technically 4, because the Roadhouse was supposed to actually try to be something.
True.
Then they wanted to spin off the Angels too. Something about the Angels, and Eric Kirkby was like, not until I leave. And Sir Gamble didn't want to do anything with it. That's why Castiel was brought back at the end of season 5 when he was supposed to die.
I didn't realize the Angels, but I remember the Roadhouse now that you say that. But then they did that Chicago one that they were going to try to spin off, and then of course the Wayward Sisters,
Bloodlines.
Yeah, Bloodlines. Yeah. And I don't know.
And Wayward Sisters. Yep.
I mean, even the backdoor pilot lead-in for Legends at least felt like it still belonged in the other shows it was in.
Well, they did it was part of the crossover. The crossover that year.
It was the crossover of year. What was that?
I will say that Legends, as much as I love Legends, is definitely the most forced part of the Arrowverse. But I love it. But it is the most forced.
Hey, Lilith.
And this would be even more forced than Legends.
Lilith.
I just feel like
Katie Cassidy carried that whole damn episode. I love Katie, but that's not, it's supposed to be about Mia.
Right. Like I said, I just feel like if they would have made Mia, I don't know, something different. I mean, I don't have anything if she had picked up and been like the Green Arrow in a few episodes of Arrow, and ended the series or something, I don't know. I don't have a problem with her. It's just I don't really see where they're going to take this series, and I'm going to feel like it's something new instead of just being Green Arrow now. It's just Arrow's ending, but we still have.
Well, it's obviously Green Arrow. It's a new Green Arrow. I mean, it's going to be Green Arrow.
Well, no, it would be a change of pace though, because they actually care about Canaries now. Apparently, they care about Canaries.
They care about Katie Cassidy now.
There's something new for you.
Now, have they said who the big bad is? Have they said who the big bad is?
No.
Okay. So here's my prediction for who the big bad is.
They said she, so that's all they said.
What?
It's going to be a woman.
Well, I think there's lots of she's. It could be. I think it's going to be Flash's daughter. She's all evil now.
Well,
if they get something
they have to bring her back first. She kind of got wiped from the timeline.
Jessica Parker Kennedy's busy. Too, so.
If they did,
she got wiped from the timeline. But now she's been...
That never stops Eobard.
Yeah. That just means that the good one got wiped from the timeline. That just opens up a space for the antimatter Jessie Quick, or whatever the heck her name was, to come into existence.
I'm just going to say, if they did something cool where the villain is another child from somebody else, that could be cool, but it's just, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's going to breathe fresh life.
Well,
I'll say this, okay, even this, Phil, I will say this, with all of you here, okay, I have my hesitations for the Superman series just because we're in season 5 of Supergirl that's treaded on so much Superman territory. There might be a new angle, but still, what will make the Superman show really pop from being the Supergirl show? When we've done this many years already. So it's what will this Green Arrow show do? Like I said, I feel like it wants to be like the Birds of Prey, but they can't do that.
Well,
yeah, we're getting that great movie coming up.
But here's the thing. I mean, Green Arrow is just Batman because they couldn't do Batman. So saying, "Oh, it's the Birds of Prey," but they couldn't do Birds of Prey. Well, that's a fine Green Arrow tradition. So for what it's worth, heck, I'm sure we're going to get some lesser known.
We have Batwoman now. If they expanded the roster, but I don't know, if they had done a version of Spoiler, Stephanie Brown, or even I still don't know why they haven't done The Question.
maybe they will.
They can't use it now, apparently.
Well, Renee Montoya is going to be in that movie, but
and I'm still telling you this. Hold on, I gotta say this. Then I gotta go take care of my children real quick. So I'll be right back. I'm still holding out for my character that should have been brought in to Arrow in season 4 for Zatanna. Where is my Zatanna in this Arrowverse? Okay, now
stuck in production hell for a movie supposedly that's going to happen in 2038.
Never. All right, I'll be right back.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's like at this point, first off, we're in the far-flung future. So anything they want to put into this universe, it is the 2099 universe. Meaning that they can pretty much put any version or any character they want to in this. They can do, you know who they can put in this? Terry McGinnis.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know, they could have Nightwing.
Actually, they can't.
They get very protective of the Batman stuff. I know that.
No, they can't.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, it's only.
Terry McGinnis is going to show up anywhere. It will be Batwoman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll get old lady Batwoman. That might. Batwoman in the armor.
Okay, let me put it to you this way: it's a moot point. It's a moot point because the show's not happening. The ratings weren't that good, and the reviews are very mixed.
Oh, I thought that rate.
You're gonna make a spinoff of a show that's been on for 8 seasons. No, I thought it was not that good.
I mean, not
to be considered for a spinoff.
I know they didn't announce they didn't announce that they picked it up. I thought the ratings were good though, or they weren't. I thought they were up a little bit. No, okay.
Like you're trying to spin off an 8-year-old series like that. Now is just not the time. This is like just not the time.
You mean just like we should spin off?
Tell that to Kelsey.
We should spin off and do our own the Dean Winchester solo series after 15 years of Supernatural.
No, we're getting Texas Walker Ranger, which is secretly still set in like a weird supernatural universe. I'm telling you. Freaking Eccles is going to show up in season 3. Then we're going to get freaking Jim Beavers. Jim Beavers probably going to be his boss for all we know. For those of you that don't know Bobby Singer. Yeah. So like I already see that.
I think probably their biggest mistake in this is that they did set it in the far-flung future.
That's my biggest disconnect with it. Is it's set in the year 2040?
You know, I
wish they had brought Mia back to the present.
We do have the legends.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, unless we're going to do another Crisis and everyone gets their world smashed together, it doesn't make, it in Crisis in Infinite Time next season.
Well, I mean, I think the big thing is Stephen
Zero Hour.
Stephen Amell wanted to leave. They didn't want Arrow to end, so they came up with the whole daughter thing. I was like, why didn't you just give, Sarah White Canary either her own show or make her the Green Arrow?
Well, exactly. I mean, that would have been the logical thing. Is just make someone else the Green Arrow.
Yeah, someone who's already there. You didn't have to come up with a daughter.
Because, Sarah's basically supposed to be the focal point of Legends.
I know.
It's supposed to be like her show. But, no, if Stephen Amell...
Poor Brandon.
He's leaving.
Sorry.
That's
the prerequisite, because that was supposed to be his show. That was supposed to be the freaking Adam.
Wait, hit the pause. Lil, did you watch Legends this week?
I did.
They wrote Mona out.
I know. Finally.
I was like, oh crap.
They read their Twitter comments.
I know.
Finally.
I was like, oh crap, she's still here. Then at the end, when she went off to be a writer, I was like, yes, we did it.
My bed?
Yeah.
I'm so far behind in these shows.
He's like, who's Mona?
It doesn't matter.
Is it Mona the werewolf?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
I have a question I want to discuss with my fine fellow friends here before I have to go and be super daddy.
Okay.
And get these kids to bed. So did Lilith, Phil, and then Charlie? I know you didn't see it, but I liked your input. Did you guys watch Supergirl?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to unpack. Brainy says the multiverse is dead, and that he pulls up his tablets talking about some sort of way you can detect the multiverse energy or whatever, and he shows the multiverse is dead.
Well,
but at the end of the Crisis, we saw a new multiverse being born.
They can't.
My thought is
they can't. They can't detect the multiverse. It's easy. They can't detect the multiverse because that's going to be their whole explanation why they're not interacting with Doom Patrol or Titans or the DCEU or even Stargirl until they, make a decision on that.
See, I think that's a good way of saying it is they can't detect it, but I feel like they should eventually, I wonder if it'll come into play where they find out there is a new multiverse, but they just, like you said, they can't get to it or something. Because in a way, it's almost like saying that everything else DC doesn't exist anymore but the CW stuff. You know, like, I mean,
everything exists, but no one's going to be able to hop universes. Everyone's going to be in their own universe.
Because in a way, it's like saying, "Yeah, go ahead, Charlie."
Well, so if you want an easy explanation for this, which is sort of the Franklin Richards explanation. If I recall correctly,
Sonny, you want to lay down with your phone?
The universe was saved by Lex Luthor rewriting the Book of Destiny or yada yada yada, and it would make sense for him to make it look like he saved everyone. Well, at the same time, he locked everyone away so that no more allies can be found. So that when he makes his power move, there's nowhere to find other heroes who can be an unknown quantity.
Or you could even say Oliver did it to protect everyone, so you don't get another anti-monitor trying to destroy universe after universe either.
That's all.
Yeah,
good.
I mean I'm more into the diabolical.
Yes, I know.
Because I feel
because that doesn't protect them. It just it maybe, if nothing else, it means that they can't save the next universe if the rest of the multiverse has to deal with it. So I'm inclined to think that there has to be a malevolent reason why they can't.
Have you never watched Arrow? Oliver is a douchebag.
Well,
he doesn't. He makes bad choices. He's like Tony Stark. He is the captain of bad life decisions in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, true. Look,
Why? Just because Crisis Part 4 was like Avengers Endgame, with them floating in space at the beginning of Episode 4, and then him facing down the big bad at the end of the fourth part, and you have you have failed this multiverse was his I Am Iron Man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just curious because I'm wondering if it'll play out later. Because I almost wish, and a part of me wishes, like at the end. Like, we hadn't got the new multiverse scene, because then it makes you question more. Because, I mean, they're not going to really do much.
No, because, they have to say, okay, Doom Patrol, Titans are still there, the DCEU is still there.
It was fun, but everybody had to go home.
And well, I mean,
it would have been cool if they just would have been like only like one other Earth came out of it. Like there was only one other, and the other Earth was like the DC universe Earth. Like you have the CW, and then the DC universe.
Okay, look, there's actually a very logical explanation for this, and this is actually what DC did like the last time, or maybe not the last time, but like the last time I read a DC comic book on the subject.
So an
which is when they had the 52 universes.
Ambush bug.
Yes. No, but you'll recall. Oh, there's only 52. There can only be 52 alternate realities.
Well, that's what they tried originally. Until Crisis, that's what it was.
But the idea was that even when they tried to do that, that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And of course, the universes continue to fracture and thing. And remember, since the legends are still out there, here's my actual assessment.
Messing up stuff.
Exactly. My actual assessment is that what we're going to be seeing is that there is this idea that there is only one universe now. Everything's blocked off. But the legends are going to be like, not so much. We just ran into Brendan Fraser like 5 minutes ago. And you will get that kind of bleed. Trust me, Brendan Fraser's down for it. Man loves the robot costume. And that's what we're going to be moving towards in this either multi-season arc or most likely one season arc of rediscovering the multiverse and realizing that yes, Luthor did something. And then we're going to have some interesting questions about, because obviously if everyone's worlds have been matched, then a lot of duplicates are going to be there, sort of like what we saw after Franklin slammed the new universe and the regular universe together. Everyone's like, oh, wait, that's not my wife. I've never been married. What are you talking about? All this kind of things of these duplicates from other universes coming together and now having to have new interactions. There you go. Tyler figured it out. He turned off his camera.
No, he's just staring very intently.
Okay.
I just wondered, like, what you guys' thoughts were, because I mean, personally, I like the idea of like there being just one Earth, and then later discovering other Earths.
I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I think that's just their way of saying the DC, the Arrowverse isn't going to play with anyone else for a while. Even Stargirl, who's now on Earth too, with the Justice Society.
Yeah. You know, we'll have to see how they play it out. But if nothing else, we already know there's one other alternate universe.
Oh yeah,
because that's the future universe of the Canaries.
Well,
you know?
I know you're going to say. I know you're going to say possible future, but I mean, right now they're playing it as that is the future of this universe.
Except we have the time travelers. So
it feels like as much as they time traveled and did stuff on Legends, it really felt like anything the Legends didn't affect the other shows compared to like when Barry time traveled and screwed up, it affected the other shows.
Yeah.
Well,
so, we're just like the Legends.
Well, although again, that's just because we were following that universe. You know, we're following the universe that Barry winds up in. You know, I don't know. I mean, there's lots of possibilities, but given that we know that there is a multiverse out there, because they did show us the multiverse at the end, that obviously there has to still be a multiverse, and that we're saying there's not one suggests that there is foul play involved. That's all I'm saying.
I like it. I gotta peace out. I gotta try to get the kids to bed. They're fighting me.
All right.
I miss you guys. I try to join in when I can. So
we miss you too, Tyler.
Enjoy. I'll hear the rest of the discussion later. Lilith, always good to see your empty spot. To hear your voice.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right. Bye, guys.
I miss your soulless void, Lilith. All right. So.
Hey, wait. Does that make me Janet, Charlie? Am I Janet?
You are the Janet of our group because you are all knowing and can make stuff.
Lilith, were you thinking about me today? The number 69 kept popping up at work. Your favorite number.
Yes. Lilith, did you see the last episode? Not the last episode, but the last 3 episodes. We're in the penultimate episode. Take a drink of The Good Place.
Yeah. Not yet. It's for tomorrow. In between Deadpool and Spider-Cast.
It's very good. And
I read the synopsis, which was very hilarious.
It's very good.
It just says some people talk.
Yeah. I need to see where they go next. And actually, I got a big prediction that I'm not going to... basically, I don't think it's actually ending the way they said it was ending. I think there's going to be something after this. It's not going to be called The Good Place.
The Bad
But
Place?
I think there's going to be something next. And I'll let you watch the show and figure out what happens. But I think that there's something else out there.
Okay, we're almost a half hour in already.
Okay.
I know you said you're going to read spoilers, synopsis for Charlie. Lilith, did you watch the first episode of Picard?
I did.
Okay. And?
It's okay. It's not what I was expecting. I'm assuming it gets better.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, they said it's going to be 10 episodes. I mean, you had to do a lot of setup. It's been, what? Since last
it's a
movie,
lot of setup. But do we really need a lot of setup? Like, the people that are watching Picard?
Well,
honestly.
Well, they were filling in the blanks what happened the last almost 20 years, because that last movie was in 2002.
Yes. Yeah. I haven't seen it, and no, I did not get the chance to read the spoilers yet.
Okay.
Well, I'll fake it.
Well, how long ago?
I mean, are you excited about it, or are you just, like, dragging your feet, or...
What, for Picard? Myself?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the paywall. It's the paywall.
Yeah, it's behind the paywall, so I'll watch it when it comes to, Netflix or Tubi or Hulu, wherever, It'll show up somewhere once it's run its course over there,
But yeah, so you don't mind spoilers, Charlie?
No, why would I care about spoilers?
Lilith, did they say how long ago? Well, Picard retired from Starfleet because, well, first, the Romulans are scattered all over the galaxy because their sun went supernova, which...
it happened.
I mean, didn't that happen in that J.J. Abrams movie?
No.
That's what I was thinking, and I was just like, I don't want that to be a thing.
Yeah,
we
but
pretend like that doesn't exist.
Yeah, but here in the Picard series, they're saying it happened in Picard's time because he was helping with the Federation was helping the Romulans
did you confuse him with Cisco? Did you confuse him with Captain Cisco?
Yeah.
That's what's going on. Are we getting an amalgamation universe?
So
maybe.
So the Federation's helping the Romulans evacuate, but then Mars gets attacked and Mars is still on fire to this day because a rogue band of synthetics attacked and destroyed Mars. So now all synthetic people are basically outlawed.
So like Lore and his cronies?
They haven't mentioned Lore, and they showed B4. He's in a drawer disassembled.
Okay.
So
poor B4.
Yeah.
So is Data in this or no?
He's not in it. I mean, in this first episode,
not yet.
They only showed him in Picard's having dreams and stuff, but they did give a theory of how Data can come back.
Well,
I mean,
B4 is in the drawer.
Well, they said he's kind of like a broken inferior mod. I mean, a scientist says, spoilers, that I guess if you take even the smallest part of his neural net can be used to grow it back or whatever. But do we drop the big spoiler on him, Lilith?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you see the young lady? A young lady shows up for, her boyfriend gets killed, and she has all these martial arts moves she didn't know she had knowledge of. And then she gets a flash Picard, and so she goes to France to get Picard's help.
And is she a synthetic or is she a Sung?
Oh, she's a synthetic. She is one of the daughters of Data.
Oh, Data made another daughter when no one was looking?
Well, I guess the scientist said, they get the ones who look really human get created in pairs. So twins.
What?
Well, this one gets destroyed, but then there's another one, and Picard, once Picard figures that out, he's like, I gotta go get the other one.
So the implication of this is that Data's still alive and is creating a bunch of synthetic humanoids.
He's not alive. What was it? They haven't explained it yet, but I would assume he created.
I mean, we know that, and for what it's worth, we know that Data's father actually did create a actual perfect android of his wife.
Yes.
We know that happened.
Yes.
So he actually perfected everything for his wife, downloaded her, and that was perfect.
Yes.
But, still couldn't work out the emotion chip for another, 20 episodes for Data. Because you had to reverse engineer it into, it was like putting a PS4 disc into an Atari 2600.
Well, I mean,
it's not going to work.
I mean, it was just on the other day. I mean, he had one chip. He meant it for Data because in that episode he thought Lore was dead. So I mean, Lore steals the chip and then soon dies 5 minutes later.
I remember it. But what I'm saying is, obviously, he'd actually cracked the code.
Yeah. And
it was actually just that it took him a long time to figure out how to take that knowledge and put it into Data. Oh, duh! Data's mom is creating all the synthetics because they left her alive at the end of that, wandering the earth like Qui-Gon Kane.
Can I just be real with y'all about Picard?
Yeah.
I was just hoping it was going to be him and Q in a French chateau winery and the adventures that they get up to. That's the Picard series I really wanted. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I actually thought it was going to be him telling his old stories at the bar. Welcome to Chateau Picard.
That's hellfire.
Let it fill your wine, my friend. Let me tell you how I made it so. If you know what I mean.
Oh, Charlie! Guess what he named his dog?
Number 1.
Yep.
No. We named the dog Number 1.
Poor Riker, I can't get no damn respect. Finally, maybe somebody named Number 1 will do what I say.
To be fair, that's from the original pilot. That was what they called.
I know.
I'm just saying it has precedence in the series.
But yeah, Q needs to show up.
Yeah, well, I mean, John Delancey.
He's gonna show up.
He's like, yeah, I'm down.
Well, I mean, even if not this season, they already greenlit a season 2, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they saw all the subscribers that came in for Picard.
Yeah.
Even if it's that week trial, we're gonna turn it down to 3 days.
Yeah.
I signed. No, it's still 7 days, so I signed up for it. So
yeah. Well, good for them. Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting enough, as far as Star Trek stories go.
It was fun to be back in the universe, though. I'm not gonna lie, but like I said, I just kind of was like, well, he's finally got his winery. What are we doing? I don't care about space. I care about Picard and his dream. Okay, that's what I care about.
He was never to be in the winery. That was the whole point. Why his brother was all mad.
Well, he quit. He quit Starfleet because after the synthetics wiped out Mars, like. The Federation basically abandoned the Romulans. Remember, they're helping them after their son went Nova. They just abandoned him. He goes, "This isn't Starfleet," and I guess he quit.
Okay, did they give a reason why the synthetics attacked Mars?
Not yet. Again, it's the first episode.
That's the underlying mystery, probably.
It's a mystery.
Ooh. Why couldn't they have back in Khan and the Ultra Humans?
Khan.
See, now that's going to be neat, is when you find out that there's a secret base of Ultra-Humans, from Botany Bay. And they're like, well, we can help you because, if nothing, you may be inferior, but at least you are humans. And these robots, do not... I just hope they get an actual, I hope they get a Ricardo Montalban.
Well,
the British guy.
I don't know
the Ultimate Human again.
Well, I don't know if they dropped a clue about the synthetics at the end of the episode because they showed Data's other daughter was working with some people at a reclamation site. Then they pull out at the end of the episode. The reclamation site was a Borg cube.
Okay. Well, and for what it's worth, Lord did hang out with the Borg and was trying to rid them of their organic parts.
Oh, yeah, they said the Borg are going to be completely different in this series because, 7 and 9 showing up. I think they said Hugh is showing up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know Hugh is showing up.
Oh, yeah, Jerry Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, yes.
Oh, Riker, Troy.
Love the actress, hate 7 of 9. Started the downfall of the Star Trek franchise.
How dare you?
Just saying. When you need a sexy suit to sell your show, I'm just saying. It's a thing.
First off, all the suits are sexy. It's not her fault. She happens to fit in one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with it had nothing to do with the light.
Imagination.
It had nothing to do with the rib crushing corset you were under it either. Yeah, no.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying it's. And that's her Borg parts, so. Still had to have some Borg parts after all.
She did on the
but yeah, I mean, for the kids.
For the kids.
I've always thought 7 of 9 was a fun take on the hyperlogical traditional Star Trek character.
Heels, yeah.
She was good. Although honestly, it's one of these things like the more human you make her, then the less 7 of 9 she is, and then is she really even accomplishing what she's supposed to do anymore?
Well, and it's been 20 some years since the end of Voyager too, so it's like she's had 20 some years to assimilate too.
Yeah. Assimilation.
Get it?
Yeah, I get
it.
That's how
Star Trek dad jokes.
You will be assimilated with root beer, as the Ferengi will say. It's so sweet and bubbly. You think, what could it hurt? And then suddenly you find you like it. And that's how the Federation gets you. I want to know what the Ferengi are up to.
Yeah, I know. We didn't see any Ferengi.
We'll find out, I'm sure.
That's the thing. It's like, why do they just leave the Ferengi doing nothing?
Oh, everyone's going to show up. I think they said Patrick Stewart invited Whoopi Goldberg to come back for season 2 as Guinan. So it's like, if you're getting Guinan, you're getting
but
Ferengi.
Guinan's obviously going to show up. She's friends with him.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I want a story set on Ferenginar. See, that's the thing. Why do we always have to tell these human stories?
Write it, Charlie. Maybe CBS will access.
I was going to say write it.
They put Discovery on.
If they still took open submissions, I would be.
Philip, that is not nice.
What?
Them and Marvel used to take open submissions, and they don't anymore because
people can't do that anymore.
Yeah, too many people. But yeah, I mean, trust me, I want to. Maybe now since theoretically jobs are stabilizing, that aren't like horrible jobs, I may find myself with time enough to write again. That's the dream. But anyway, between the cleaning and the writing and the drink, or the cleaning and the working and the drinking, finding time for writing is always hard. But it's hard to get a good solid 6 hours of drinking in a day, let me tell you.
6 hours? That's nothing. Well, but yeah, I mean, I like Picard. I want to stick with it, but it's like I don't know if I want to pay for another service.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that is the grand question in these times that we face now.
Our modern problems, yes.
But you see, this is what I'm going to say about this, and why I'm going to go back to that Ferengi question. Why are you going back to this well when you could have told a completely new and different story?
Well, is that what they did with Discovery?
Well, they wanted to bank on a bankable person.
But
everybody loves Picard.
But whereas Disney is taking risks, they're making a Mandalorian. And yeah, you could throw in things that look a lot like stuff we've seen before. But you could set a completely new story in this universe outside of what we're used to. Which is why the idea of a Ferengi shipping vessel.
Yeah, but Charlie...
instead of a Starfleet vessel is a really interesting idea.
It is, but I mean, look at it. I mean, they put Discovery on, and a lot of us fanboys were like, behind a paywall, nah, it's okay. But they mentioned Picard and
Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's the exact same show. It's, it's space soldiers in a spaceship shooting at space things.
We're in the end. We're in the age of nostalgia. Remember, we got to.
But the thing what the Mandalorian did right is it's not nostalgia.
Yeah.
It rhymes with nostalgia. It's neuralgia, but it's not nostalgia. It's another mental disorder.
We have plenty of those here.
And the idea is that it's something that feels like it's familiar, but it's a completely new story and a completely new examination, and something we haven't driven into the ground. And if you did a story about Ferengi, I mean, you could do it about the Klingons, although I think the Klingons have been pretty well tread over the years too. But what are the blue ones?
What?
The blue people with the antlers.
Oh, from the original series?
Yeah, I mean, you could do a story with those people. Like, do a different group of people. Not these freaking humans, not these freaking human soldiers on their little colonial ship, freaking spreading smallpox around.
All right, but do you think, okay, all right, nerds, be ready to at me and fight me. Do you think maybe it's because like Picard and these Star Trek characters are more beloved than like the Star Wars characters, like Luke Skywalker and that?
I mean, that's a sorry excuse.
Oh yeah, but I'm sure CBS is looking.
Is the death of art.
I mean, they tried to do something new with Discovery. They weren't getting the subscriptions.
They didn't do something new with Discovery. That's my point, Phil.
When they first season,
something new with Discovery.
First season they did. They had all original characters.
But it's not. It's okay. Discovery is Voyager. Voyager is Deep Space Nine. Next Generation is the original series. They're all the same basic premise, just here's a new cast in the exact same universe.
Yeah, I mean, Deep Space Nine is actually Deep Space Nine and Voyager are the most different out of all of them.
Yeah,
because there's
and I will agree with that. And that's where they should have gone. That's where they should have gone. They should have tried, instead of dragging poor old. Yeah, and look, I mean, the man, I think he's got like 8 ex-wives and a real chicken wing addiction. I know Patrick Stewart needs the money. And so I get why he needs to do this. But I don't know how many.
Oh, wait a second. Is that a rumor? Is that true what I saw that supposedly Marvel's talking to Patrick Stewart for Professor X again?
What Patrick Stewart has said, yeah, me and Feige talked. And Feige and him talked, and he was like, but the reality is, I just don't feel like that's a character I want to revisit. Because we really told a great last story. And it's basically kind of the same thing that, what's his name? Australian boy said. Huge Jackman.
That's what his wife calls him.
Huge. Yes, he's got a huge Jackman. But, they both said, look, we've done these characters for a very long time. We had a really great end cap for their stories. I don't want to revisit them,
Yeah.
I mean, you'd sooner see Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. come back than either of those two.
Well, how old is Patrick Stewart? And they're still coming to him. McAvoy's like, I'm over here. Hello. Hi.
Yeah, and that's where McAvoy can stay.
Thank you!
You know?
Although Michael Fassbender, you're welcome to come back.
Here's what I'll say. Maybe McAvoy can have a new character.
Fassbender.
You know. No, I mean, who knows? They may go to McAvoy for it because New Mutants is apparently MCU, as they say, and yada, yada, yada.
Believe it when I see it.
Yeah, we'll see what choices they make. But, yeah, I mean, I think I'm sure Feige talked to him because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know? And that's the thing. If we were watching a show, and it's like this, when Leonard Nimoy shows up in a Star Trek movie, or like when Leonard Nimoy showed up on Next Generation.
Yes.
And was like, oh, this is so cool. It's such a nostalgia for me. And if we did a show where, you know, our heroes met Picard, that'd be cool. If we had a show where people met Q, or AQ even, that would be cool.
Well, I've seen theories too that it's like, well, I don't think they're going to do this, but I mean, there's theories that like after like the first or second season, they could kill off Picard and then have this brand new crew he assembled do their thing or whatever.
But I don't want to see another
but they're
Star
not
Trek.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they're not like Federation though, Charlie. They're just he's putting together like his own little misfit.
They're Firefly, basically.
If he's
they're
doing
Broncos.
Space Pirates, I might be in for that.
Yeah, they're not Federation because
okay, so they're going to do a Space Pirates show.
Yeah,
and they're using Picard. See, that's what you lead with.
Yes.
You don't look. Oh, here's Riker, and here's Marina Sirtis, and here's Data.
Well,
you say Picard is leading a ragtag band of space pirates, and that's how they get you.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. I think, like all of them, you know, Riker, Troy, they're coming in. You know, they'll make like cameos and stuff. But yeah, I think it's mostly gonna be Picard and this brand new crew.
Okay, well, I mean that might be interesting.
Yeah,
but again, they're not leading with that.
No, I think they're trying to get the people in with, hey, look, it's Next Generation, but then it's like, oh no, it's really not.
Yeah, but again, I think that's a bad marketing play because it's like, I've seen that. And again, it's like, okay, here's a paywall to see. It's like we're going to charge you to see these characters that you've seen for years, but now it's like, remember those characters that used to run and jump and have crazy wild sex all the time? Now they're old. Yes, exactly. You know, it's like fat Luke Skywalker. You know, he comes in and it's like, I am not 22 anymore.
What do you think? I was going to pick up a lightsaber and take on the whole Empire, the whole New Order?
No, it's like, you know, it's not where I'm at, and you know, don't expect me to be there.
Yeah, no.
You know,
I think they're trying to get people who are on the fence. They're like, I don't know, it's behind a paywall, but it's like, hey, remember, it's nostalgia. I'm telling you, it's you know, the people on the fence. They're like, hey, remember this thing you loved as a kid? Yeah.
But you know, this really drives home what Lilith always says about CBS. What do you say about CBS, Lilith?
For the old people.
It's for old people.
Well,
it's comfort. It's comfort food for the soul.
Hey, old people for the old people.
I know. And you know what?
Yes, it's comfort food for the soul, and that some people like that.
But the truth is,
it's like watching a procedural. You don't have to watch week to week.
I understand.
for the character development.
Between MeTV and every other channel out there, from the BBC,
but you still want a new fresh face like Mark Harmon or whoever the hell else is on. I think that's the only person.
Yes,
Mark Harmon.
Yeah, I'm more interested in Mark Maron. You know, I'm more interested in Glow, a new story that's going to play with my nostalgia, but also take it in a new direction, in a way that I did not expect it to go. That does disrupt my history and let me see something new and interesting. Well, we might get to Kenobi and super connectivity unless Phil wants to talk about it now.
No, we can wait.
Just friendly reminder that Chilling Adventures of Sabrina season 3 is out. I'm only on episode 3 right now.
Okay, yes, I just saw that it dropped today, and I have not gotten the chance to watch it. I'm looking forward to it, but Chilling Adventures, we'll watch it as soon as we're done.
Well, seeing as how we're 46 minutes in already, you want to talk some comics real quick?
Sure, pick a comic.
Sure, Philip.
How dare you, though? What do you mean? All right.
Our small Chilling Adventures.
Phil's Comics Corner.
Lilith, did you pick up Wonder Woman 750?
It's okay.
I did. I remain unimpressed, but I'm glad they really did celebrate it. So I'm like, oh, maybe we can get her to 1,000 eventually.
I mean, there were some decent stories in there, but I don't know. It really didn't smack of an anniversary issue with me, just as like a big issue.
Not at all.
It was just 96 pages. It just seemed
I mean, they had all the variants. It was just a cash grab. It's like, throw some people on it.
And I mean, you did.
She's not a priority. It's clear to me.
Yeah, it just seemed like, let's throw in some backup stories by some different creators, and it's just like, it seemed.
Maybe those were auditions, to be fair, because y'all know how I feel about the current.
Some of them are people working in the business, but it just seemed like it was, compared to like Action Comics or Detective Comics 1000, Wonder Woman.
Well, also this is 750 and not 1,000.
True. But I mean, it just seemed like more like paint by the numbers.
It was very paint by the numbers, and for $10.
Oh yeah.
$10.
Well, 96 pages.
But it's 96 pages.
That's less than a penny a page. Or no, it's more than a penny a page.
But also, they were still dealing with Year of the Villain, and I'm just like.
Yeah, because the main story was wrapping up the current arc, and then there was a bunch of backups and.
Get that drivel out of my $10 book, damn it! That's what I say.
How long has Year of the Villain been going on? Because it seems like it's been more than a year.
2 years, I think.
Yeah. No, I think
it's going to be as long as Doomsday Clock at this point.
No, I think it's been about a year, because I think they're going to be wrapping it up in Justice League here soon, because I think Snyder's almost done on Justice League.
Okay.
It
does feel like more than a year. I concur.
I think sometime in the next month or two, I think, there's only...
This might be a Clone Saga. I don't know.
Oh! Lil, should we cover that?
DC's been doing like, now the villains take over. For like the last 4 years.
Well, yeah, it's always dark. Gotta be dark now, remember?
I guess so. But it's...
Which is why there's no room for real Superman and real Wonder Woman in this universe. You hit the nail on the head, Philip. Scream it!
But that's what we have in the
gooch. Out of the gooch. I think that's a medical term. I'm not sure.
A gooch? Yeah, the gooch is a medical term.
Out of the gooch. You're gonna get us canceled. Stop. Oh, but I will tell you what book you should pick up if you didn't pick it up.
What?
Birds of Prey Giant #1. I enjoyed it.
Did you? I
actually did.
It was good.
It was it's Gail Simone.
Oh, okay.
And then the artwork by Anika Miranda was amazing.
But it's like
the actual Harley Quinn story by Robert Venditti was actually pretty decent, but it wasn't like the movie at all. Like if the movie actually would have took from this, I think the movie probably would be better.
But they pared it down to a one-shot now, right? Because that was going to be like an ongoing or something. And then
this is a one-shot. And that's kind of a shame, honestly. If this was what they were actually going to do.
No, but it's like...
Instead of making it wasn't the Harley show. Like I feared. It really wasn't.
Well, again, maybe the orders weren't there because everyone was like, if you're going to do Birds of Prey, do Birds of Prey. Why do you got to throw Harley in there?
Yeah. That's pretty much...
I know, but again...
And nobody wants it, except for Margot Robbie!
Same thing with the movie. And it's just like, you want to do Birds of Prey, do Birds of Prey. If you want Harley with a group, give her Catwoman, give her Poison Ivy.
Yeah, why didn't they just
Gotham Sirens, for the love of God! Yes! Gotham Sirens! And Gotham almost did it, actually.
But it's weird, because they've already established a Gotham-averse in this universe. If they bring in a Ivy or a Catwoman, that doesn't disrupt anything.
You're bringing in a Catwoman in The Batman. Wait a while. Do Gotham Sirens after that.
They haven't cast that Catwoman yet. So
what? In the Batman?
In the Batman. Have they cast the Catwoman yet?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, man.
That's what I'm saying. You already have your Catwoman in place. All you need is an Ivy.
Andy Serkis is Alfred, if anybody cares.
I mean,
great.
Yeah. I mean, you already know you already have your Margot Robbie Harley. Wait for the Batman to introduce Catwoman, and then introduce.
Well, yeah.
Look. Between us hens, Margot Robbie didn't want nobody outshining her. That's why everybody else, except for the exception of like Rosie Perez, which come on, she's old. Like Lucille Ball. She didn't want any other young ingenues staging her. Like, boom, there, I said it. At me if you want to. Yeah. That's what it is.
That's why I don't know anyone else's name besides Margot Robbie. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Yes, and that's why all the promos are of Harley.
You know, she said Vivian Vance had to maintain her weight. And that's why she, you know, stuck her with Frawley, which Vivian Vance hated. Vivian Vance hated working on that show. And years from now, we'll read the tell-alls from everyone else about how awful working with Robbie was. So there we go. It'll be like, oh, she is such a lady who is not nice to other people.
We'll see her next Tuesday. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I get the feeling like they greenlit this entire Margot Robbie Harley thing on the success of Suicide Squad, and
no, it's their fascination with Margot Robbie. Like, honest to God, that's what it is. She had to sit down. She's like, I really like Birds of Prey, but I feel like Harley should be in it. And they were like, that could work. Let's keep Margot Robbie happy.
But what I'm saying is,
Megan.
I don't think people. Here's what I'm going to say. There's some actors who make a character shine, and there's some characters who make an actor shine. And I really feel like...
And I don't think it was either the case. Either.
Wow, that's a whole other bag of hammers. But I'm going to say I think Harley is a better character than Margot Robbie is an actor.
Oh, contraire, mon frere. You need to see her in I, Tonya, and that will totally change it. Like, I love her as an actor. I just don't love her as Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Just don't. But yeah, watch I, Tonya if you ever get a moment. Like, yes.
Like I said, I gotta get in that solid 6 hours of drinking every day. That's my workout. And
recast Kaylee Cuoco as Harley Quinn. Make it so.
That's good.
No, her and her wet hair can stay over on the animated show.
How dare you.
Oh, look, I'm an OG Charmed fan, and she just like ruined the last season. Like, that's why it took so long for me to warm up to Big Bang. Like, it's a whole thing. I did love her.
They need to cast Maya Bialik as Harley.
Bazinga.
Or as Harley. Actually, that will be awesome in the cartoon if she gets hit on the head with a coconut at some point, and suddenly Maya Bialik starts voicing her as Harleen. That will be so perfect. And having the dual personalities of Harleen, Dr. Harleen Quinn and Harley Quinn, with the two different characters doing the two different voices, it'll be just like Moon Knight. It'll be awesome.
Look at them ideas. They already want her to be Deadpool.
That's a brilliant idea.
I know. Write it up.
Hey, Charlie.
Yes.
Did you know Wonder Twins number 11 was out?
No. I'm sorry. I'm very far behind on everything. Remember, for a couple
That's okay. Just a friendly reminder. No worries.
Was it good?
Yeah, I know. I like Wonder Twins. I should read Wonder Twins. I like the entire Wonder line of comics, actually. They're all really cool.
Yes, and that's a Bendis thing, too. It is pretty good, though, I will say.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of feel like it is a really nice way to tell kind of young people's stories in a... I don't want to call it an Archie style, but I feel like there's this brightness and this lightness to it that really shines through. And in its own way, it's kind of like what Ms. Marvel was when she first started, where it was very much just a Spider-Man story, but it was like a teenage superhero dealing with teenage issues, but also a person who was very positive and was raised right and believed in goodness. And I like those things, I like stories about people that do good when they gain superpowers because
it's the right thing to do. Yeah.
I was doing good before this. I might as well keep on doing good.
Yeah, modern comics is like, somebody killed my parents or something. I have to be,
Well, not necessarily modern comics.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, Barry Allen had parents alive while he was the Flash.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at Batman, so I guess.
Yeah,
Batman, so what happened with him?
I'm not saying no one. I'm not saying
murder everybody's parents.
I'm not saying there wasn't any character who ever did that, but now it seems like all of them. They have to, you have to lose at least one parent.
Yeah. Although again, I guess so did Peter Parker. So
Oh, he lost two parents. He lost two parents and an uncle.
Yeah, two parents and an uncle. Yeah, Aunt May's still going strong.
Damn, deals with Mephisto.
No, she just got from that super soldier serum back in the 40s. You know.
Is that what
her and Al go way back.
Is that definitely. What we're super soldier serum? Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, they used to put that stuff in Pep. You know, people don't know that. That old Pep Cola you can't buy it anymore because it was laced with super soldier.
Charlie, instead of cocaine in the old Coca-Cola, man, they were putting super soldier serum in the Marvel universe.
There you go, Yojo Cola.
Yeah.
Used to have just a slight amount of super soldier serum in it.
I can't stress this enough. A slight amount.
Write it, Charlie. Write it.
It's a pinch of super soldier serum. Give it the vim and vigor you need to face the day.
Hey, kids, want to be like Captain America? Oh, good lord.
Yeah, Tristan says it was the super soldier serum that made Pepsi blue.
Crystal Pepsi.
It was an amazingly light week on the Marvel side for me.
Mm-hmm.
Amazingly light.
Yeah, I was going to say, most of my books were DC.
I got 2.
Did anybody read Atlantis Attacks, or do you guys want to say that?
I did not read it, but Charlie read it, I know.
Yes! I love this book. Good night,
I'm very interested.
Yeah. First of all,
obviously Amadeus Cho is in it, so I'm just like, yes. And then they're doing the whole thing with King Namor. I'm just like, and Jimmy Woo, like, what? Like, this book, like, surprised me.
Imperious Rex.
First off, you got the original agents. Thank you.
Yes!
Our 1950s Avengers people, including the Living Robot and Venus.
Is Marvel
who
Boy...
first crossed swords with Loki back in issue 3.
Is Marvel Boy there?
Yeah, there's Marvel Boy right there.
Ah.
Son of Uranus, the original defender of the universe. You know?
Grow up, Philip.
Hey, that's an ongoing
Namora, proof that Namor is not a mutant, because we all look like this, Namor. You're not special. You're not a mutant. We all have wings on our feet. We all are beautiful and can breathe air and water at the same time.
You're beautiful.
Also, we got Triathlon, also now known as the new 3D Man.
Oh.
Yes. He's like the one new guy, because the actual old 3D Man did die.
Yeah, because they did play that with that in that Kurt Busiek Avengers. Didn't he get his powers the same way as the old 3D Man or something? Or
I'm not quite sure how he got, because he was originally called Triathlon. And he did have the idea of the power of 3 people.
I'm trying to remember. He had something with it similar to the 3D Man.
Well, he always had a similar costume.
Yeah.
But then he met the original 3D Man, and they gave him the goggles, and that's how he could see through the scrolls during Secret Invasion.
Mm-hmm.
And then he adopted the name 3D Man. So, yeah. And that was back when, I think that was back actually when Jimmy Woo was old, and then he got de-aged. And now we got Jimmy Woo.
As you do.
As you do. Got Jimmy Woo in the Marvel, and I'm waiting for them to do something neat with Jimmy Woo in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because I felt he's been wasted, but he also could be doing that bumbling FBI agent shtick, close-up magic, you know? And just waiting for him to, just at the end, well, actually, have you met my crew? Just waiting for that in the next Ant-Man film.
Hey, are you all caught up on Rick and Morty, the new season?
The new one?
No, I mean the first 5 episodes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You son of a bitch, I'm in!
Yeah,
that was this book for me.
There's my drop.
I liked what was the one about the toilet? That was my favorite one.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
I like the dragon one though. That's been my favorite one so far. But
that was just
the toilet one's pretty good.
That was just too much sex stuff. Okay.
It was like Dan Harmon shot at Game of Thrones, and I was just so here for it.
Yeah. What I liked about the toilet one is when he pulls the prank on himself, knowing it's going to trigger him, and it is just him berating himself in the most obvious way. You know, it's I hate myself, and this is what I do to myself because of it. Because I really hate being me. Which, not for nothing. The amount of vanity it takes to be depressed about being the smartest man in the universe.
Tell us,
it's
Charlie.
I'm so depressed because I'm the smartest man in the universe and I can't connect with anybody. well, have you tried?
The answer's yes. Maybe possibly.
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to cut up that drop.
Rick. They all hate Doofus Rick because Doofus Rick was the guy who said, "Yeah, I'm the smartest man in the universe, but so what? I can still connect with people. I can create interdimensional travel. Sure, fine. I can do all that, but I can also be with people and talk to people
and hang out with Jerry."
Exactly. I mean, he's a doofus, but whatever. It's he's fine. Just because he's not as smart as me doesn't make him cannon fodder. And this idea that I have to be superior to everybody because I'm smart. And it's the problem about being the smartest man in the universe is exactly what they said in his memory when he was talking about teleportation. Which is, what the problem is with discovering teleportation? All you find out is that you're the last person to discover teleportation. And that's Rick's problem, is that he's waiting to find out he's just the last guy to do this. He was just the dumbest guy to be the smartest guy in the universe. And that's coming. Because he's going to meet Cthulhu or something. Cthulhu's going to be like, oh, yeah, you cute little carbon life form. You think you're pretty impressive. Maybe someday. They keep on teasing Cthulhu, but,
Phil, I think you would really like Atlantis Attacks. It's a miniseries. It's not ongoing, so...
I might give it a shot.
You should look into it.
Yeah.
It was much better than I thought it was going to be as a nostalgia cash grab. Primarily because it did something different. It did something that, because first of it uses that nostalgia vibe to say, hey, maybe we should read Agents of Atlas. I still don't know how I feel.
You should, by the way.
Yes, I should. I still don't know.
The character development in that is phenomenal. I think you will really enjoy it.
Yeah. I still don't know how I feel about the city of Pan, though. It just seems weird. That
it is weird, but it's a choice. It's a deliberate choice to be weird, I thought.
Yeah, and it is kind of weird to me, the idea of just I don't know, man. Here's what I'll say. If you made a city that was and here's where all the white people can come, it would be a very controversial book. Or even if here's a city where all the black people can come, it would be a very controversial book for other reasons, And it's when you, I don't know. And then again, it's you're going to cross into, South Asia into that. And it's well, okay, but then why not bring in Mongolians into the whole thing? I don't know. It's all a little weird to me, the city of Pan in general. I like that we do have refugees in Pan from Madripoor, because there are awful places to be. And it's no, we want to just leave. We would rather stay here. And that it's just a rich person's vacation is just weird to me. We created another dimension for people to come and surf and eat Chinese food. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the city of Pan. That's my basic point.
Oh, hey, did everybody read Amazing Spider-Man 38?
No, I did not get to it. I was reading my alternate comics.
Lilith, I know you read it.
Yeah.
What did you think of Jonah?
What are we doing? I don't like it.
Do you think they're trying to figure out what to do with him, especially now that he knows Peter's Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's just give him the Norman Osborn treatment. Give him some amnesia. Make us think he's dead and he's really in the Swiss Alps for 5 years. I think his character has come to a close.
I don't know. He should just marry Aunt May. There, I said it.
Sacrilege!
Hey, not for nothing. He's a lot closer to Aunt May's age than his father was. That was some freaking pedophile stuff with Aunt May marrying J. Jonah Jameson Sr.
So how old was he? 1 million? Because Aunt May ain't no spring chicken.
She's at least 1,000.
Are you going to try and tell me that J. Jonah Jameson and Peter Parker are contemporaries?
No. And again, the J, she's never going to date Jonah because again, she was married to the father. He's going to marry the woman his dad was married to.
I don't know. It could happen.
Let's put that out there. Otto's still out there, so
he's gonna jump into if that happens, he's gonna jump into that body like it ain't nothing, huh?
Oh gosh, I recognize intercourse, but
Wow.
So what is J. Jonah Jameson doing in this issue?
Well,
he and J. Jonah Jameson sabotaging everything.
Well, no, Nora Winters brings him into like, in the beginning she brings him in. What is it? Like he's working at, is this a website? It's basically like a tabloid website.
Yeah, I know he's on like...
It's TMZ. It's TMZ.
TNM. And they're basically like, we love what, you invented this genre, with your Spider-Man threat or menace stuff. And he's like, but Spider-Man's not a menace anymore.
Yeah. And not for nothing, this is the first time he changed his mind about Spider-Man, so.
Oh, he's like, Spider-Man's under my tutelage now.
Yeah. No, he's kind of a Milburn Drysdale kind of character. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's time for Jonah to go goodbye for a while. Let me forget this has happened.
He's getting amnesia. So eventually he's getting amnesia. He is.
Well, honestly, really, all they actually need to do with him is just have him reconnect with his roots as a journalist. Let him do.
There's no such thing as journalism anymore. It's 2020. What's wrong with you? It's all podcasts and Twitter feeds and Instagram stories and snaps.
Well, they're doing
That's what this world is, Charlie. Deal with it.
He needs to do a what's Dan Rather doing? He needs to do whatever it is Dan Rather's doing. News and guts.
Hanging on to life.
Being glad to be alive?
No, Dan Rather is doing. He has a news site. It's called News and Guts.
I thought you meant Larry King.
No, not Larry King. Larry King is just on.
Wait, he's still alive?
Infomercials and ex-wives. That's what he does. Or new wives. Well, he does ex-wives too. He's got several ex-wives and several new ones. He's a collector, I recognize intercourse. The guy's got money enough to collect. What can you say? You got the money, you collect things.
Like wives.
Some people like comic books. Other people like wives. I don't know. You can be serious without your pants.
I'll stick with my comic books, fellas.
Oh yeah, I honestly, I find wife collecting far too expensive. That just does not look like a hobby for me.
That's true. All right. Any other books anyone wants to talk about?
Oh yeah, John Constantine, Hellblazer #3 is out.
Oh yes, I got it. You wanker, I got it.
You did?
Yes, wanker. I've been getting this since
I love this one. Like, why couldn't this just be the book? Why did DC have to mess with it so much?
I don't know, because
this is just like.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like they kicked it in the gear because, like, the first two, I was almost afraid it seemed like it was a little too slow. But they actually, like, this one seemed like it was like,
But if you remember, old Constantine was kind of slow.
Yeah,
they were ready to dally and meander in his, don't get this. So,
well, yeah. And
I appreciate it.
In his original 300 issue series, I mean, he actually like aged in real time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Then they knew 52'd him up.
That was the cool thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to be 25 and in their prime. Hashtag deal with it.
Well, that's just weird to age in real time if you're a comic book character. Because,
that was edgy and new and fun and, an F-U to convention.
Well, no, it's actually because the whole here's the thing. As Stan Lee once said, you realize that between the 2 months between two issues, like literally 5 minutes might have passed. So you can't really apply appropriate time to comic book issues because presumably there's time you don't see and then there's time you do see. And also it's ridiculous to say, oh, well, this character is going to age at a normal rate, but then everyone else is just not.
Well, in his Vertigo series, he's kind of off in his own pocket corner of the DC universe. Like, superheroes really weren't interacting with him then, so.
But
until that damn crisis,
another dimension.
What?
It doesn't really make sense.
Well, I always thought too that they were going to reveal that was like a consequence of like some magic or some crap.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If he's going to be aging rapidly because of magic, usually it's the opposite. It's like because of magic you stay alive.
Well, he does some dodgy dark magic, and that always has a cost. So
yeah, he messes that up.
That's a little Rumpelstiltskin-esque or whatever.
I mean, he made demons go to war to save his life.
I enjoyed it.
All right. Any other books? Throw them out.
Nope. Nope. Let's go. I know you guys got stuff to do.
Yeah, like I said, I got a whole other show to do, Philip. So
okay,
we can do FF and Serpent War there, and some alternate comics.
Yes, and talk those John Walker pictures.
Yeah, Philip.
Jonathan Walker.
Yes,
he's coming for you.
U.S. agent's coming. Shut up, Lil. Anyway, yes,
I got some theories on him too.
I'm sure you do.
I don't think he's as much the bad guy as you think.
So yes, send your thoughts, people, because send them on TV, movies, comics. In 2 weeks, we're going to cover Birds of Prey. Lilith,
are we? Okay.
I mean,
you don't have to, Charlie.
You don't have to, Charlie.
No, it's okay. I have to go to the theater for that, right?
Yes. Yeah. For the third week, yes. I mean, hey, if you can't make it, I'm sure me and Lilith are going to see it. I bet you Tyler's going to see it, even though he doesn't want to. So
in 2 weeks, I'll get paid again, so it's fine.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
hashtag I can relate.
I'll listen to you, Miss Moneybags. All right, everyone, send your thoughts to capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And follow the Capes and Lunatics and all of our other fine shows all over social media. Find all those links in one convenient package at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And support the sponsors: Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, Pod Life the book, now in digital and audio. I mean, not audio, digital and paperback.
Paper.
Yes.
Paper, the thing
I'm punching.
I know it's so odd to have a real physical object, isn't it, Philip?
Not for me, for you, maybe. It should. It might. Hey, one day.
I have books. Books are like one of the physical things that I always have. That's like a thing.
It might be audio one day. Keep that on your hat. But and when you go to buy,
Charlie has to narrate.
Well, I think Rob wanted everyone to narrate their own chapter.
Oh, fancy.
But, I don't know anything about that because
I'm not a fancy man.
Anyway, so yes, and when you go to buy the book, use the Southgate Media Group link for Amazon.com for when you do your shopping. Send some money to the company to bring you such fine products as the Capes and Lunatics podcast. All right.
In full stream ahead.
Arr!
Arr, me matey.
Him and Moz were docking the other week. I don't know. I don't ask questions.
What?
You said something to Moz about docking.
That's what boats do, Philip.
I know.
I know you're not a seafarer. I can tell because you don't have a scraggly beard like me. When you're off at the sea with no women folk, you don't shave.
And you dock. Yeah, I know. All right.
You dock with wherever you can find a port, let me tell you.
Run, Moss, run! Anyway, Queen of Florida, Lil Hellfire. Where can people find you?
If you nerds want to hang out with me on the interwebs, you can find me on Twitter, Lil Hellfire, and on Instagram at Lil Hellfire69. Out of the gooch!
My new favorite drop.
That is a medical term.
That is a medical term.
Yeah, we're going to have to add that, definitely.
Capes by the pint. All right. Anyway, Charlie Esser, where can people find you?
Well, if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way we did on those big, broad ships that stirred our hearts in the 70s, I don't know. Do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And of course, follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is coming back, they promise. At Charlie Esser, that's CHARLIE. Yes, S-E-R. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing!
Thank you, Maz.
Thank you, Maz. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another week. And we have been the Capes.
Episode
Lunatics!
You ate a crow out of that bottle, Lil. Yeah.
I am sober, Philip.
Wow. Oh, that's right. You're going on a cleanse or whatever.
That's good for her.
Out of the gooch.
I'm just afraid I will get mocked mercilessly if I do.
Well, you're going to do it for Lent, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I'm going to try.
You've done it before.
I've done it before. Doesn't mean I can do it again. So.
I believe in you. Everyone. Everyone clap your hands. Charlie up to surprise. Come back next time, you hear?